Welcome back, resident cat friends. We have a visitor in Valen's room. Maybe we can have a little bit of a sight there.
Oh
As
God.
long as Kitty Cat is not busy hiding. But we are obviously into the next round. We have two more matches on this channel to show tonight, and a grand total of 5 more matches that are going to be happening. Now we are going to look to the upper bracket. EQNX in their first match of the day after getting a bye due to Orange Car Club's early forfeit against the Wild Things, who we have already seen in their second half of the second map in their match against the Catgirl mates. And I think we have seen that match before in both this and the previous WRL season.
That is entirely possible. I'm extremely distracted right now by this cat, so I can't really focus. But yeah, I'm looking for the link that I'm supposed to find. Here we go, Equinox. Like I went to the toilet and he was here in the chair, and now he's here. So yeah, there you go. We have disconnects and cats in chairs, you guys. It's all good. There's and someone said in chat he looks comfortable. He is extremely comfortable right now. So Equinox versus Wild Things is indeed a match that we have seen before, and I think they're pretty equal in level as well. So that should be an interesting one. Of course, this is an upper bracket match, so whoever wins this match will go to will immediately qualify just for tomorrow. They don't have to play again. Whoever loses has to play again in the lower bracket one more round later today in order to advance to have a shot at the grand final for tomorrow. So this, yeah, high stakes. Do you immediately just continue, or do you still need to drive another match to see how it happens?
Yeah, just for the record, the winner of this match will face the winner of Lilies against Meow tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time, while the loser will go on in the lower bracket and face the winner of the match, Big Bonkers against WISP. Yeah, I got that right. We have restructured the bracket a little bit to prevent rematches from happening before the grand final, and I think or before the lower bracket final, of course, or the lower bracket semifinal, possibly. Oh, cheers. Doesn't matter too much, but yeah, we have restructured it to have less rematches, less early, and tomorrow is, of course, going to be the important day where the top 4 teams are going to face off for the title of October tournament winner. And whoever wins
bands. Here we go.
going to go straight to Sunday and is going to cross Go and collect $200 or something.
Exactly. And while we are in the pick and bans, it of course is also notable that one of the lower bracket matches between Big Bonkers and WISP is happening at the same time, and whoever wins that will continue in this tournament. But whoever loses will unfortunately be eliminated from this month's round of matches. So there's a lot at stake there as well. The Wild Things have banned biochemistry. We're not going to see that one. Celestia is also banned by Equinox. Equinox, in turn, has picked Nest, a popular map today. We've seen that a lot of times. And the Wild Things is now picking another map. Let's see which one comes out on top here. So yeah, no biochemistry this time.
That is very sad.
Yeah,
I like biochemistry.
We've seen that so many times. That it seems to be a popular one, but not for these ladies, I guess.
Now, we of course have Supernation and Attention left, and Supernation is going to be picked for the Wild Things in the second round, which means that map is guaranteed, and Attention would be the eventual decider should the teams go to 3 maps. And I really hope they do, because those two are not just on the same level, but they also know how to make interesting races. And
Absolutely.
that's already a good reason to keep the eyes on them. And we're going to see how they are going to fare in this specific match. As we said, winner is going straight to top four. It's going to play tomorrow, while the loser has to play one more match today in the lower bracket.
Yes, in order to stay in. So let's see how that works out. We have Kato and Stardust driving for the Wild Things, and Shorty Gray and how do I pronounce that? Linko, I think maybe. I'm not sure. Here we go. We are starting the match, a warm up of about 20 seconds, and then we will go. I need to get this cat out of my chair because I can't sit properly. Yes, he's still here. Let's see. I'm gonna follow all. A warm up. 5 more seconds to go. We are on Nest, map made by Switch. We are starting upper bracket, one of the matches. Here we go. We are off. And immediately it looks like Shorty Gray has bonked a checkpoint. And it is Kato and Stardust right now in the lead, followed closely by Linko. Is that how I pronounce that? Please correct me if I say that wrong. Inko, Linko? I'm not sure. Kato in the lead, Stardust close behind. Shorty is gaining some ground though. She was 0.8, now she's 0.6. And it is Linko who's taking over second place here from Stardust, but Kato is still in a firm lead. 0.2. Here we go with the quarter pipe. Kato jumping very high. She's the only one who's jumping right side instead of left side. And it looks like we have the ladies of Equinox taking over those first positions here, and they will take the ace. What a comeback. Stardust and Kato couldn't quite bring it home. Kato had to respawn, is 3.7 seconds behind. Stardust, 0.5, and Shorty Gray only 500s behind her teammate here. An ace for Equinox to start this match with.
Yeah, complete turnaround at the turnaround. I did not steal that joke from chat. Shut up. And that was originally mine, clearly. We have the second round, and you have to say, Kido looked like she was up to pace, but Shorty has just taken on the entire field from fourth place after having a little bit of a mishap, just like Stardust unfortunately hit the barrier on this specific transition into the sausage block. Shorty is out in the lead once more, Kido in second place, and Linko is trying to catch up at third, but Shorty is this time the one who has to respawn. We have Linko in the lead with a beautiful Audi livery, and Kido is setting off in second place, but hits the barrier and now has to count her losses, but she can still make the risky. Linko taking an important win here, and that means Equinox, even with Shorty having a bit of a mishap, still gets a draw in.
Yes, indeed. The score is 4-1, so the gap is still 3 points, but at least they limited that damage. It is now a draw situation in the last round. Shorty Gray with a good start. She is now in first place. Stardust and Kato close behind. All four ladies are super close right now. Let's see if they can hold on to this. Shorty Gray touches the side. Will lose speed there. Kato having to adjust her line a little bit. So it is Alinko who takes over first place. And let's see, there is Kato. She is close behind, trying to compete for that first place, but Linko is not letting up. Here comes the quarter pipe. Kato with that different line than anyone else, and don't know if it will result in more speed. Linko seems to still have 0.6 on her, so she's in a very good position to get a good point here. It is Shorty Gray in third place right now, and Stardust, unfortunately, 7 seconds behind, so she will not play a role here. It is a win for Equinox, once again putting the score to 6-2, and they are widening the gap a little bit. The gap is now 4 points.
Just what you want to see if you're an Equinox fan. They are taking off quite substantially. Shorty always with great starts, unlike Keto, unfortunately hits the wall. And I guess I cast a cursed Shorty just a little bit because she has to drop off a slight bit compared to Linko and Stardust. Linko is now taking the quarter pipe a little too high and gets stuck at the top, but Shorty takes over once more. Can Stardust do anything about her? Kiro might be a little too far behind unless she channels her inner Max Verstappen and just just does the last sector absolutely cleanly and with a new world record pace, which doesn't seem like she can do quite that, although she's shortening the disadvantage a little bit, but it's not
Whoa.
enough in the end. Shorty takes the win. Second and third are going to Stardust and Keto. It's another draw. And I think the Wild Things, they are feeling the pressure a little bit, while the Equinox can be quite happy about it.
Exactly, because for Equinox, then an ace will seal the deal here and take the map home. So the Wild Things, they need to really step it up now. They need to get those points. They need to deny, and let's see if they can make it happen. Stardust is on a mission to take that first place from Linko here, but can she make it happen? Kato also still in the mix. Stardust, unfortunately, clipping the cake, the top of the cake, and she flies out. And it is, oh no, it's Kato who also makes a mistake there. And now there's just huge gaps now. And if Shorty Gray and Linko are watching the leaderboard and the splits, they know that they have 4 seconds of a gap here, so they can just save it and drive it home. And that's exactly what they do. A very, very strong performance from Linko and Shorty Gray with an ace. They close it out 10-3. They take the first map, and the Wild Things need to step it up here, or this is going to be a close or a fast game.
And you can see that Linko has a lot of practice in. She has shown a tremendous display of skill on this first map. That is some real pace. That first round against the Orange Car Club, it's quite sad that it didn't happen. I would have loved to see that match play out too, but it didn't do their momentum any
Whoa.
damage. And it looks like Shorty and Linko are fired up and looking to get some big points today.
They are fired up indeed. We have the warm up just finishing off. Equinox is one map ahead of the Wild Things. The Wild Things need to win this one in order to go to the tiebreaker map. Otherwise, this match. Oh, we have Linko actually clipping that gap there. It is now up to Shorty to get first place in order to force that tie and limit that damage and not to get ace or even a victory. Shorty on a good round. She is still in first place. Kato close behind, and Shorty does not have the best line there, and Kato is able to take over that first place. And let's see behind here. Um, yeah, Stardust also taking over second place. Shorty Gray making another mistake, having a bit of a wobbly section there, and loses a little bit more time. She is, however, not out of it yet. There's still some turns left. Anything can happen. People can touch the side here. Stardust taking the inside line, which loses her speed and allows Shorty Gray to actually take back that second place and limit that damage. She prevents the ace. It is a win for the Wild Things, who really, really needed those points. But Shorty Gray, with a good comeback, limits the damage and prevents the ace.
And that's the first time in this match that the Wild Things are actually ahead and in the lead, and that is definitely something they can use. Linko, on the other hand, doesn't seem to get quite as much along with the Supination map as she did with Nest, and it's once
Wah!
again just displayed by another mistake. Keto and Stardust are also getting away from Shorty. I think she bonked too, but Keto has the same mistake, but Shorty slides out of the grass section, and that is probably the end of this race for her. if Keto and Stardust can keep it clean here. And Stardust, she is definitely keeping it clean in the lead. So far, absolutely flawless round. She knows, of course, that she has an advantage. Can she keep it
Ooh,
clean? Keto is struggling a little bit through the dirt part. Can Shorty maybe capitalize on it? It looks like she's too far down. And that is not just a win for Stardust, but an ace for the Wild Things.
there you go. Definitely good for your confidence if you win or if you lose your first map like that, and then now you are 5-1 in the lead on the second match, on the second map, and that's definitely good for your confidence. Maybe they just need a little warm up, to shake off the jitters a little bit, the nerves, because stuff like that does come into play when you're suddenly driving a competition. Maybe now it is they're fired up, so anything can still happen. 5-1, Kato in the lead. Wait, did she just bonk right there? I think she did. I'm not sure. I couldn't quite see it, but it is Shorty in the lead and Linko close behind. We have Stardust following, but she did make a mistake there, so she's going to lose a lot of time here. It is Shorty and Linko now in a position to ace and close that gap significantly. The gap is now 4 points. They could bring it back to only 1, which would be really, really important. We actually have a respawn from Stardust, and Shorty will take first place here, and Linko will take second. The ace, and just like that, that gap is gone. And that is not what Stardust and Kato need, but this is what they have to face. Let's see how they reply to this.
Now that is a boost of momentum that EQNX needed desperately. They had their difficulties in the first few rounds, but they are now up to speed on Super Nation. Can they just repeat the feat? And it looks like they are set to do so. Kido, with a little bit of a compromised inside line, clips an edge there, if I saw it correctly. Shorty and Linko are looking to maintain the lead, but Stardust is not quite letting them get away through the next third turns. Technical and tight section, but it looks like they're all going through it cleanly. Now, another choke point on the dirt part, on the road part, sorry. And Linko is
Stardust.
caught out a little bit by a compromised line, but Stardust not quite
Ah,
clean in the dirt section. Linko hits the outside wall, which means that Stardust is going to bring home the second place, but only just makes it into the finish. It's a victory for EQNX, and we are tied once more.
what a match. This is gonna be a really, really good match. I mean, we are in the upper bracket, so of course the level is quite high. We have a clip from Stardust right off the get go. That gap has uh, made some victims already. It is not a good one. We have another someone flying out. Kato respawning because she just was a little bit more to the side than she wanted to be. Shorty Gray and Linko now in a really good position. If they're gonna ace this, all they need is a draw or just a point or a loss or anything, just a point on the board, and they will win it in the next round. They know they have 2.5 seconds. They can just win. They can just drive this safely and do no risky moves. Here we go. There's the ace on the board. It is 9-6 and match point for Equinox. Just like that. Wow.
That is not something I expected after Wild Things have been 5-1 up. But I suppose that's just how quick the momentum can turn. Another ace, 8-1 points in the last 3 rounds. And they only need 1 more point here, which means either Shorty or Linko have to get a second place without getting aced twice. And as I'm saying this, Linko is clipping the outside wall, and Stardust and Kido are in ace position. Shorty also had a pretty bad first few sectors and now hits a pole and is out of it.
Ooh,
But
Kato
Kido
clip.
is not quite able to keep it clean, clips an outside barrier, and Linko is there ready to pound. He's taking over second place for the moment, but he needs to bring it home cleanly. course, that is a different task. You cannot just pick people off, but you
Stardust, no.
can pick off the leader if
Oh,
they make a mistake too. Stardust hitting the wall. Linko is taking over the lead, and she brings it home, and she
there it is.
gets Equinox into the upper bracket finals and gives them an early end of the shift before they return tomorrow, and the Wild Things will have to go to the lower bracket.
GG. And that is that for that match. Let's see quickly if we can see other matches still going on. Do we have any matches that are still happening? Let me quickly check the links.
I think Big Bonkers versus WISP is still happening. I'm
Yeah,
not
it
quite in
is.
the picture yet.
Yes, Big Bonkers and WISP is still going on right now. It is WISP is one map ahead, and the score is 6-5 for the Big Bonkers. So that is a very very close match. Let's see if we can go to that match when production is able to join the server. Here we go. Um, we have Akoka, who is winning this round. Maji in second place with a 0.1. She got overtaken right at the last second. This is going to be a close one. If Wisp wins this, they will stay in. And if the Bonkers win this, then we will go to map 3.
And this looks like a really close affair. We are still on Super Nation, seems to be their second map pick too, and Tiara already hits the barrier in the first few turns. Can Maji and Annie capitalize on this, or can Akoka bring it home once more to keep her team in the fight? Wisp, of course, they are looking not to be the first team eliminated here. Big Bonkers have unfortunately been in that position already. They are looking to redeem themselves after a difficult September competition, and Maji is keeping Akoka interested. And that is a great race in front, but Akoka has a little bit of an advantage here in this technical section. Maji is now trying to cut her losses in the previous turns a little bit, but Akoka is still managing to stay ahead. Can she keep it clean? Beautiful
Ooh,
outside line, but she hits the wall, and Maji takes over the lead and brings home a win. Sneaky Annie makes it into third place. That means we have a victory, and the Wisp need an ace to come back here on this map.
indeed, we do. The score is 9-7, which is the only score in the game where it will be the last round for sure. The Wisps need an ace. Any other result will result in a win for the Big Bonkers, which will mean a third map. So we always love to see third maps. Sneaky Annie and Maji are in the lead at the moment. Everyone else already is second behind at least. So this is looking like we're going to map 3. If the ladies of the Big Bonkers are watching the splits, they know they have some time and they can just take it slow and, well, not slow. They can take it safe, let me put it that way. They only need 1 point, but they're looking to get 3 here and closing it out in style. Tiramisu is already 5 seconds behind, so it doesn't look like she'll be able to make anything happen here. Maji on a good run. Akoka respawning even, and Maji will secure that first point here. Sneaky Annie in second with the ace. They close it out. The score is 12-7. We go to map 3. Of course, we don't know the pick and ban, so we don't know which map is going to be next. But that's where we will be fighting this out.
Before we get into the next map, thank you to your team Equinox for the 13 viewer rate. Hope all people on the EQNX stream had a good time as well, seeing their team win and go on to the top 4 tomorrow. And we are in the lower bracket, round 1 match between the Big Bonkers and Wisp. And so far, it's looking quite interesting. Maji and Sneaky Annie, of course, the most prominent duo here in the WRL when it comes to a Twitch perspective, against Tiara and Akoka, who are trying to beat the big names out in this specific round. And so far, it has been a pretty close affair. Round 1 on Nest, take it away.
Round one, here we go. And I don't know how good these ladies can drive on this map, so we are going to have to see. It's a Coca with the best start. But once again, Maji really stepping up her game compared to last month. Has clearly put in the hours, put in the practice, and she is really able to keep up here. Still, however, Akoka in first place, Annie in third. This is a draw position at the moment. Akoka going really, really wide there. Tiramisu respawning. Here we go with the quarter pipe. Who gets it the best? We have some high jumps here, but you do get a lot of speed out of that. It does look like Akoka is going to take first place here, unless anything crazy happens. Maji is not giving up, though. Will try to overtake. It's not quite possible. We are looking at another draw to start this map with. And yeah, the door is still open for anybody here. The girls are fighting for survival. And it's going to be a good one.
It seems like Akoka, Margie, and Annie are absolutely in the groove. On the other hand, Tiara doesn't quite seem to be as fired up. We're, of course, hoping that she can overcome the issues that she's facing, and we're hoping that she can participate in this race as she would wish to. Fortunately, it seems like she's not quite able to do it in this round, and we have another race, Margie against Akoka. That is a familiar sight at the moment, and Annie setting off right behind them. Maybe she can pick up some scraps if one of the top two bogs. They both missed the quarter pipe checkpoint. Now that is a course that I could not even have dreamed of in my wildest dreams. And Annie is looking clean so far. Beautiful drift through the last turn. She's gonna take the first win of the match. And in second place, we're gonna have Margie. What? That means we have an ace for the Big Bonkers. And yeah, what can I say? Annie definitely has something to be proud of in this specific round, while all the others are back to the drawing board.
How is it possible that they both do the exact same thing at the exact same time? Again, we've already seen that today. That's insane. Wow.
Yeah, we have always seen it with Margie for some reason.
Exactly. If someone makes a mistake, they all make the mistake. Anyway, Maji now starting off with a good start here. Akoka is close behind. It keeps being between these two. However, the Big Bonkers are 3 points ahead, so WISP does need to step it up at this point. Akoka needs something. She needs points. She needs to overtake Maji here. Because Tiramisu, once again, has made a mistake, is 7 seconds behind. This time they make sure they get the checkpoint. Annie is in third place, but she is ready to snipe any position that is needed, like exactly right there. Akoka clipping that flag, and Sneaky Annie says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that second place." And another ace puts them 7-1 and match point here. And the Wisp are now looking at elimination. They need to ace basically 2-3 times in a row if they want to stay in this match.
Now, that is a high pressure situation for Wisp now, especially for Tiara, who's not quite been able to fight the top 3. But if there is the perfect time to step up and get a sensational win, it is definitely now. Margie, on the other hand, is making a little bit of a mistake, hits the wall in the first dirt section. Akoka with a beautiful outside line in the first quarter pipe has definitely done her homework. Annie so far chasing her in second place, but Margie is looking to get that second place for herself to bring the challenge to Akoka once more. Quarter pipe checkpoint. Very low, but she got the checkpoint. Annie, with a beautiful line, is looking to take the lead here. Margie also looking for the lead. Can Akoka bring it home? No slide for Annie. That is unfortunate. And Akoka indeed brings it home. Second place goes to Margie. Annie can at least secure the third place. And Tiara with a PB. That is also something that definitely deserves every bit of respect. Chat, drop a few claps for Tiara. She has definitely picked up on her effort, at least a little bit.
Yes, and we are looking at 8-2 for the Big Bonkers here. So basically, if Maji and Annie keep getting draws or even uh, losses, if uh, Wisp manages to get some victories on the board, that will play out in favor of Annie and Maji here because they only need two more points. So two rounds of victories or losses, and they will be there. Maji is not settling for a loss, though. She's in first place, Annie jumping really high, but she will get a lot of speed there. Akoka is trying whatever she can to overtake Maji because if this is how the result ends, then it will be over. And it doesn't look like she can overtake. Maji takes the win, drove a very good map here, and with Annie in third place, that is the map and the match for the Big Bonkers. They stay in, they continue one more round. Wisp, unfortunately, is eliminated from this tournament this month. GG to both teams. Very good driving, very close as well. And considering that Wisp took the first map, that was a reverse sweep for the Bonkers.
That has to feel pretty good for the Big Bonkers. Of course, they had a little bit of bad luck with the draws of the brackets, but now they have managed to get their first serious win in the WRL. And from here on, it's only upwards. Of course, we're also thanking Wiz for participating in this specific edition of the WRL, and we're hoping to see them again next month with a lot more power, a lot more practice. I have to say, this map is difficult. I can't even blame Tiara for not doing quite as well as she would probably like to, and she has a better PB than me now, so there's that. You're better than the caster once again. Um, and she's definitely going to look to step it up for next time to get Wisp on the radar once more. But for now, they can at least lean back, enjoy the show, and we are going to look at the next few matches.
We are indeed, and I'm looking at the bracket right now. Of course, there is no more upper bracket rounds today. Those will happen tomorrow at 7 CEST. By the way, that's when we will start off again, so you can find us here. So put that on your calendars and set your alarms. However, in a few minutes, I think we might go for a little bit of a break again. But in a few minutes after the break, we have two matches. One is Meow versus the Cat Girl Maids, and then we have the Wild Things versus the Big Bonkers. And once again, this is an elimination match, or both are elimination matches. The winners will continue to the lower bracket semifinal tomorrow, and they will stay in the tournament. And unfortunately, the teams that lose their matches will be eliminated. So high stakes. I think we may go for a little bit of a break now. While we go take a look at which match we are going to spectate. Of course, if you have an opinion about that, feel free to put that in chat. Meow versus Cat Go Maids, or the Wild Things versus the Big Bonkers. So I think we will see you after a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.